All right, we back in effect. We got jacked up for a minute. Device is a little warm. Had to cool down some. Hope you understand. But we are back. Let me get my camera back right. Refresh. Come on, man. See what kind of damn week I've been having? It's crazy, right? Boy, I tell you. Yeah, we're gonna get it right though. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna make sure we get it right. Shit going on over here, man. Let's get back to these settings. Camera, get that going right. All right. Let's see what we got going. Yeah, we back. All right, here we go. Let's make sure the settings are good on that. Yeah, the email camera, we back good. Thank you for hanging in there, people. We back. All right, check it out. See, this is why this is called a weekly wrap up show. Weekly wrap up. Weekly wrap up because damn, it's been a hell of a week. Every day, something to do. Whew. But working on both ends of the camera. When I lost my, let me get back to where I was saying I lost my Google Merchant. Lost my Google Merchant capabilities. I wasn't cool with that shit. It was crazy, but got all of that worked out. I'm going to revamp my website. So a lot of the clothing items, please don't purchase it. Don't try to purchase it. I'm going to revamp everything. I got some new things that are going to be happening that are going to be great as well. So you just stay tuned. Stay tuned to the Experience of Will, this podcast. So this weekly wrap up show, check it out what I had going on. A lot of shit going on at work, great things, getting things accomplished or whatever. But then when you get off work, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do the back office work for the business. So when you those of you YouTubers and who I'm talking to, you guys know that on this platform you do have to invest in yourself. I don't think people understand that. We just can't get on here and do shows and expect it to catch, and you don't understand how these things work. So you do have Google advertisements. You have all of these different types of programs and these different types of platforms and these software as a service called a SaaS, software as a service, and you can pick and choose how you want to grow your platform. But it does take investing in yourself. I know a lot of people don't have uh, a lot of financial resources, but you keep on grinding and putting this content out. You know what I'm saying, and making it available for people. But you have to watch yourself. There are a lot of thieves and crooks. These ragged motherfuckers be want money. That's what they want. They want your money, and they want you to spend your money because they have loyalty to nobody but themselves. So when you got, like I tell you, people that come to America that are foreign, regardless of who they are, they come here to take. So check this crazy shit I just heard today. I watch podcasts as well for some people. Trying to remember who I heard this from. Oh, Reese Waters. Cat put a show out talking about a Russian family that left Texas to move to Russia. Woo! Boy, they was in for a rude awakening. Do you understand this man is going to be on the front lines, left America to go be on the front line? This middle-aged man. Uh, well, I think he's not middle-aged. Maybe he's kind of older, but maybe he's a younger guy. Maybe in his early 30s or 30s. That's early. That's pretty young. That's a pretty young guy. So goes to Russia, says he wants to apply to be a citizen, and he's going to take the quick route. So he's going to join the Russian army. So he becomes an American citizen that joins the Russian army. Just Russian army thinking that he's going to work within his skill set. You're expendable. You're in Russia. And then he said they lied to him and they gave him the runaround and basically fed him to the wolves. Mm, 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 mm. So when you go to South American countries, some countries kidnap Americans for ransom when they think they got money. So that's not every place and that's not everywhere. The whole world, when I have traveled, but this was some time ago, but I've been all over the world. And my experience were people all over the world treated me with dignity, respect, and a great deal of dignity. As a matter of fact, there was at one point in time with me, as a Black American, go anywhere else in the world and was treated better there than I was treated at home. You understand what I'm saying? See, America has different phases, and it has a very unique history. What people need to understand is everywhere else in the world have their people. Do they have immigration? Do they have immigrants? Yeah, they do. But most people in the world that have to be indigenous to their specific countries are just that. So everybody knows each other. Everybody looks alike. But in the West, that's in the East, mostly Eastern countries. In these Western countries, there were so many moving of peoples. And they'll tell the Black Americans, we don't know where we come from. But we have the specific American phenotype when you know the indigenous people that were here, rooted here first. So a lot of people, they say a lot of Siberian natives are upset. How? If you know your specific history, you wouldn't be upset. Just accept the fact of wrongdoings that you're today benefiting from because you agreed the wrongdoing. You're not the only ones. Just were capitulant. A lot of countries were absolutely capitulant because of who wouldn't want to own the western seaports? Who wouldn't want to own? That's major power. Damn, then you can demand price. Like if you understand what's going on right now, everything really is about trade, embargo, which way you can, basically ship what gains your country revenue, money, trade. When you listen to a lot of people on the news, they like to make things complicated when it's not even complicated. They can literally have 7 news anchors talk about the same shit for all damn day with their opinion and their twist. And they're all in cahoots with the same ideological perspective. They choose what they want to put on the news, they choose how they want to spin it, and they never tell you why, because they have agendas. When you have an agenda, you're slant the way you see it. Did you ever see any news anchors reference any historical material besides like Rachel Maddow? And she does it on the previous times in the history of America. I didn't say recent, I said previous times of recent history in America. That's what she does. But she is still picking and choosing, if you ask me. She still picks and chooses those specific times. So when I go back to the origins, I like that time because that's the origins. You're not practicing cognitive dissonance by picking and yes, cognitive dissonance is picking and choosing a time that benefited you, your era, and how you wanted to see your situation. It's what made you feel good, and it made everybody else feel shitty. That's what you call bullying, you know? So I just got a question for the world. Why is it so important that someone gets bullied? Is it because you're insecure? Perhaps. See, some people work, some people just so happen to work for everything they have ever have or attain or achieve. Some people manipulate it and use divisive measures and crippling apparatuses to destroy, slow down progress, cripple, propagandize, rape, rob, pillage. I always throw a monkey wrench in the game. See, that's the stories of Black Americans. You see, we're no good to you unless you just want something from us, and that shouldn't be the case. See, when we exchange, it should be an equal exchange. You should be just fine with living a good life on your dime, not on the likes of other people's. What I'm explaining is life is hard enough to live. But when you live in a system of takers, takers want to take. And that's what they do. They take. Am I a taker? No. I'm a doer. I do what I do. Yeah. I do how I want to do. But that also comes with a great deal of responsibility. Am I hurting anyone else? Am I disparaging anyone else? Am I taking food from out of someone else's mouth? Am I harming someone? No, I wouldn't do any of those things. Because I understand that when you live in a society, you have to have, I tell you this again, you have to have a skill set to combat your stomach. You have to have a skill set, meaning something that somebody wants and willing to exchange a service with. Some people call that a job. What's wrong with a job? I work just as hard on my business. It's not harder than having a job. I work hard on my job, very hard. I make sure things are, and it's like I say, it's a lot of things are cerebral. So you make proper choices. Your work ain't that hard. When you give yourself a hard time and your coworkers a hard time, you understand where I'm coming from. There's an ebb and flow, ebb and flow. Got to know when to hold and got to know when to fold. Sometimes you got to know when to say that's good enough. Sometimes you got to know when to ease up just enough to get your bearings again to get back to work. Ebb and flow. Tell me what you know. I'm just joking. But yeah, man, for real though, that ebb and flow is extremely important because your body moves that way. It's rhythmic. It's a rhythm. You have to move yourself in and out of rhythms, right? To keep a beat. You dig what I'm saying? Was gonna listen to some music, but I just wanted to give you this weekly this recap of the week, man. It's been a rough week. You got Trump out here and goddamn. then fucking muscled up over to try to hide these Epstein files. This the first whip recap. Trump and the Republican Party are gonna do their damnedest to hide the Epstein files. Why? Because you know Trump named all the damn files. Come on, let's be real. Straight up. They done conjured up this story. Don't nobody believe that shit. Next book recap. Hulk Hogan raised his ass down. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what up? I like Hulk Hogan one point in time. I was a Hulkamaniac as a kid, as I told you earlier, but Hulk Hogan went dark MAGA. But even before then, Hulk Hogan said some real sly shit about his daughter Brooke Hogan dating a black dude, and he made this buck big old nigga comments type of shit, and it's just not worth repeating. But he's just a big inferior white man, just like most big inferior white men. If you look back at his career, when Tiny Lister was wrestling, and they made a lot of money together, and he just some people are low lives, and they don't just stop being low lives because they die. He doesn't deserve flowers. But there was a guy that called in on Tariq Nasheed's show. He made a hell of a point when I listened to when we were young kids, and so I grew up in the deep south. Y'all know I grew up in Coast Florida. So yeah, I done looked that up. I done went to a couple of wrestling matches, but I was never really into wrestling because when I was about 12, I kind of saw them as a bunch of kind of fruity dudes running around in tights, filling on each other. That was it for me, man. I just, when you kind of see it for what it was, I'm like, this is too touchy-feely. They ain't really, I like boxing. I started boxing very young, and I started martial arts very young. So I kind of started seeing like, this is just fucking theater, man. I really stopped paying attention to wrestling pretty young. I like girls. I'm like, these guys don't look like they like girls. They like each other too much. Mm-mm. All the head between the legs and all of this balls in the face shit was just, that was some cultural conditioning type shit. So, you played wrestling, but you played wrestling different. We wasn't, one of them funny moves. Man, that shit was too close, too touchy. Too touchy. You know what I'm saying? I like, I like to hit you, hurt you, get you off. I don't like hugging and grabbing, and I don't like that. That's behavior that you do with a lady. Damn, man. Oh, man, there's too much contact for me, man. So I don't like this shit. I ain't like, so I wasn't interested in wrestling. I understood dudes that watched it, but okay. Kind of 12 years old, I promise I was through with that shit. I was done with WWF, WWE, whatever the fuck. I couldn't watch that shit no more. I was done. So, my interest was I got into hip hop real early. I like Big Daddy Kane. I like Tupac, of course. Kwame. I like Rakim. You know, shit, man. I liked all the, I liked LL Cool J, of course. He's popular as hell, though. You know what I'm saying? So, I liked, shit. But boy, I don't know. It's like when the Southern rappers started coming out, like UGK, they dropped in like 1991. So we had like UGK. You had like Outkast dropped in 93. A-Ball and BG dropped in 91. So we had like Coming Out Hard, man, we had so much of our own vibe going on down south. The North made a little noise like Wu-Tang and, Nas came out in 94 and shit. So, like those are universally, you know, loved artists. Jay-Z came out in 96 with Fox. Uh, so East Coast had a big run. DMX came out in 96. Smoking. Man. So, but anyway, back to the weekly recap. I'm getting all off goddamn subject. But anyway. But yeah, but it's not completely off subject because, we don't, it's hard to listen to some of you new rappers. I wish younger rappers were far more educated and chose a style like it was much more on in hip hop. Like when Tip came out, Jeezy came out. These boys had relationships. They had it was big teams behind them. A lot of shit going on, man. There was a lot of professionalism, a lot of they were artists. They value being an artist. They got better. They value getting better. They value putting out better music and showing you the array of music that they could actually produce. So it was a very, very fruitful time in music. But at the same time, it was also a very degraded time for Black culture in America because of what was in the music as well. But it also, what was the church? What was in the church? And also the beef, the North, South, East Coast, West Coast, all of these different, you know, propagandized pitting tools to pit us against each other. So we kind of got on game before all the other people started coming over here. You like, yo, wait, yo. We started really understanding, like, damn, we look like the bottom fucking feeders of the planet because of the propaganda. The sad part is y'all believe half of that shit. A lot of that shit wasn't even true. Half of the rappers that you see rapping back in the day when they was gangster rapping, their kids went to the highest universities in the land. Shit, they ain't spent no time to damn shit. They been rich, they got white neighbors, Asian neighbors, fucking every kind of person that moves to America. Black, everybody. They got rich ass neighbors. That's what they got. You hear Chris Rock say he live in a neighborhood with Mary J. Blige and a fucking dentist. You people, you don't understand, man. Like America grew up. People in America grew up. Even though you got, yeah, there's a fair amount of, plenty amount of, you know, racist people that come to this country and people with racist ideologies that come to this country. But it doesn't stop the fact that there's some people, not all people, are the same way. That's impossible. They have made this country an extremely individualistic society so people can really pick and choose who they like and who they won't like. It's kind of how it goes. But there are also people that are evil and they're hatred and they own it and they know it. We understand. That's why I don't fuck with them. Leave them alone. And if you got something for them, they probably won't fuck with you either. 9 times out of 10, they won't fuck with you either. All I can say is, you have the solution for you, just like I have the solution for me. I can't tell you what to do or how to do it. I can give you my factual opinions based on fact. God damn. Of course, it's based on fact. I try to stay close to facts and truth because lies are easy to tell and easy to forget. So you'll make an ass out of yourself. This is basically what that amalgamates to. Check me out, y'all. I'm going to be on with AE later. We're going to try to do a couple of shows. I just wanted to touch bases back with you. It's been a couple of days. Give you a recap. Check out willthispodcast.com. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share. Damn, make sure you hit the like button. Though. Subscribe, please. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to check on my wife, see what I can do to. I got some on my stomach. I gotta, see how I'm gonna move around the rest of the day. But I'm definitely gonna be doing a couple of shows tonight on some real, real good topics. Just had to give you a recap, Cap, let you know, still in the game, still rocking. Tonight we're gonna have a few books, maybe some music, but check it out. It was real. It's always real with you. Favorite part of the show, like I said, I will be back. But check it out. The wheel is yours. See you soon, peoples. We'll be back.